Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, bringing you the exclusive breaking news, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between. I am your host, James J., starring Kaliko Yas.
Out and about doing the daddy things that daddies do, providing food for the family. How are y'all doing today?
You can't say that you're not a global man. You've done the show from a Target, now a pizzeria.
I mean, at least they gave me a beer named after Rick and Morty called Riggedy Wrecked Rick, so I'll take it.
Oh, cool. Also starring Mitch Mayhem and Scooter Dust, who are not with us at this moment. Hopefully they could both join us a little later. And it's a great day for wrestling, but we are going to start before we go to our news, which is pretty newsworthy. We're
Yep.
going to start with review, and we are wrestling with New Japan Cup Night 3 and 4. They also did Night 5, but we are going to wait to review that when the right side of the bracket is completely full, is completely done, so we can speculate a little bit more.
Yep. Yeah, they went weird. They went like bullet bullet fat style with the first couple, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll stop with one half of the bracket and hold off." So, I mean, it feels only right to speculate the matchups once the whole bracket's complete.
Right, it's fair enough. But yeah, they did it oddly this time around. But I mean, it was good to see Kurgan Hall back on New Japan's radar.
Oh yeah, and if you know anything about New Japan Wrestling, you know Corrigan Hall is a sacred hallmark. I mean, between that and the Tokyo Dome, those are pretty much like New Japan's wrestling,
It's like the Madison
mecca.
Square Garden.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like those two are like the MSGs of New Japan wrestling. So
Yeah,
it would only be fitting to do a New Japan Cup qualifying round matches in Corrigan Hall.
and we'll start with night 3. The first match of the tournament on the right side of the bracket. Ryusuke Taguchi lost to Sonata in 15 minutes and 47 seconds to a Okano bridge. It took Sonata way too long to win this match, right?
You know what? The way that he came in, because usually he didn't wear his pirate gear, so it shows like he kind of didn't take him seriously in a sense. Like the gear that you wear shows whether you take it seriously or not, right? Like we see Naito do some matches in his shirt the whole match, which lets me know he's not taking the match seriously. And
Right.
if it's a serious match, he's out there in like this Gucci suit. So to me, it showed like he kind of had the Okada approach, like I should steamroll this guy, and it played into the match of him keeping his eye off the balls a bit, but still getting the job done nonetheless.
I mean, yes, Taguchi is, a comedic wrestler. But when he needs to turn it on, he comes to play when he turns it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they had him last year. They had him in the second round last year, and even then he was a tough out. So it's not like he's like a punk bitch or anything. So
Right.
I mean, they know when to get him going. It's just that they set this up as Sonata being, and for all intents purposes, he's practically a favorite because when you think about how far he made it last year, you would think he would be a favorite this year.
Oh
So
yeah.
they played the favorite kind of taking his opponent underestimating his opponent in the first round
And I think,
approach, which was good for Taguchi, which made him look more formidable. And I mean you could tell because Sonata was like being lackadaisy in the way he approached Taguchi in the whole match. I mean,
what do you think about Sonata giving Taguchi his shirt after the match?
I mean, it it's something outside of Sonata because Sonata is usually like the quiet guy. So I don't know if it's a sign of respect of like, yo, I took you for granted, and you know you came with it, or like I beat you on my worst day type approach. So you never know with Sonata because he doesn't really talk a lot.
Right.
So so I'm gonna err on the side of you were a formidable opponent, and but yet I beat that ass. There you go.
Alright, and that brings us to upset number one. Sho defeated Shingo Takagi in 17 minutes and 6 seconds with a shock arrow. Who thought saw this coming?
I mean, this match was actually not bad to me.
Oh no,
I,
it was
I
a
would say
great match, but I
it
didn't
was a
see it
good.
coming.
I, I mean, true, but like I said, I guess Show proved me wrong because I thought he was gonna get his ass blasted.
Like the last
and,
two
and
weeks
it
you've
just,
been saying, the weak links of this group is Sho and Taguchi. And they probably had the best two performances in the tournament.
you know what I mean? And it's just like it's weird how they do them, and it's funny because they're light heavyweights. So I mean, I guess it's gonna set up a never open weight match. I think I don't know. It's just, you don't know where they're gonna go with it.
Right, I see Sho and Takagi at Dominion for the Neville Championship,
For
so
the
that could
never
be one of the
championship.
matches.
I mean, either way, Takage is gonna be doing double duty. So,
What do you mean,
uh,
double duty?
oh no, the wrong one, wrong guy. See, that's what
Okay.
I'm talking about. But anywho, but but yeah, I mean, to me, mostly eating my words because I thought Show was just gonna get his ass ramrodded, and he didn't. So he goes on to the second round. So hey, he proved me wrong right there.
Some fantasy booking here. This was supposed to be Osprey versus Takagi. Do you see that maybe this was Osprey's opening to beat Shingo? Or do you think this was Shingo's opportunity to finally get a win on Osprey?
Um, well, I don't know because wasn't Osprey dealing with an injury earlier this year?
No, Osprey is just not there right now.
Ah, okay. So,
I don't think he could get the
but
flight to Japan.
to Japan.
Yeah, from India.
Um, so I mean, we'll see where that road takes it. To me, Osprey, the way that they have him, he's like the Swiss Army knife because they literally have him compete as junior heavyweight, heavyweight, never open weight. They pretty much just click and plot him, which is good for him as far as exposure and the way that his style matches up with different people. But it to me, it doesn't define where he is or what's his staple. You know what I mean? As far as like, is he a legit? Is he just gonna stick with junior heavyweight? Is he gonna go to heavyweight? You know, those type of
Right.
things.
Yeah.
So that's the only backdraw I would have with this. is that they've been floating him around forever, and maybe he likes it. I mean, maybe he likes being the guy that's like, you know what, I can make a good match with anybody, and that's good. I mean, that's good. But as far as like if he's trying to get a chip, it doesn't define him in rankings. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's where to me the hangup would be.
And we are being joined by Scooter Dust.
Hello.
Players. What's up, man?
Yo, that's really funny. I was just thinking about Uncle Ruckus.
We are talking about the New Japan Cup. Me and Kaliko's been covering the whole tournament for the last 2 weeks. But I didn't really get a chance to talk to you about it. What are your thoughts on, New Japan coming back and having this empty arena matches that will lead up to a actual live person arena match?
Well, first of all, if they're gonna do the New Japan Cup, they better make sure that nobody shares it with anybody, because that's how COVID spreads. Is people drinking from the same cups.
I mean,
Uh,
that's what happened to WWE.
with that, yeah, oh god. Uh, yeah, at that point, I think Vince would rather them have the play. Um, but the Japanese, they kind of value silence. They like, put it this way: when you would watch a New Japan show, you would hear every chop, every shot that would go on in the ring, and all the grunting and the groaning, and you know, and to have that in the empty arena in Japan, where the 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 best thing from a production standpoint about Japanese wrestling is always the acoustics.
Right.
Um, and I mean, that being said, would would I don't even know if anybody can actually say for sure if they will attempt a live show.
They're doing a
At
live show on the 11th and 12th.
I mean, as of now,
Yeah, as of
and,
now.
and if anything we've learned is that everything can change at the drop of a hat.
This is true.
Um,
That is true.
but the thing is that there, with everything going on in pro wrestling, Japanese wrestling, New Japan, they're gonna suffer by association.
Right.
Everything, every promotion is gonna suffer by association, because, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, because with all the stories we've heard, there are stories from the New Japan locker room, maybe even some that are worse.
Ooh. Alright.
I mean, we can pray as wrestling fans that you know our favorite New Japan stars actually are honorable human beings, and that may be, but that's not the way the world is now.
Oh, absolutely
True.
not.
The world is everybody's an asshole. Everybody's done something wrong, and anything you attempt that's an act of goodness or kindness of your heart will be judged accordingly, and your praise will be rationed out according to what you do.
Absolutely. The world we live in, 2020. Um,
Well, yeah, it's getting that way already. Like
back to,
it's
and we'll definitely, I have a lot of notes, for the news portion of this show, but, to continue with the, pre-review of the New Japan Cup, Kota Ibushi defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in 15
I'll go
minutes and
for it.
15 seconds with a Kamagoye. Zack Sabre Jr., New Japan Cup winner 2 years ago, out in the first round.
I
Kaliko.
mean, the former winners usually don't do too good the following years after because the way that New Japan usually works it is that like the person who is going to be in the running gets the rub from that. But to me, it doesn't hurt Zack Sabre Jr. because I mean he was a winner 2 years ago, so it's not gonna kill him. Like, oh my god, you lost in the first round.
I mean, that is,
Every year is different, and then when you look at who he went against, which is the current G1 champion, you can't really like degrade. You can't really degrade Zack Sabre Jr. that much.
and he'll get his win back. He always does, unfortunately.
Eventually, but at this point, we all know that it's the way that they're doing it is based on the matchups. They're trying to get certain matchups,
Right.
and some matchups we've seen, some we haven't seen, just to give it a mix. And maybe it's with people, and maybe people are just trying to figure out who they're comfortable wrestling with. I mean, we are in a new COVID world type deal. So.
Well, we are getting the next, a new matchup in the second round because Hiroshi Tanahashi lost to Taichi in 21 minutes and 51 seconds with a Black Mephisto. Upset of the decade?
I mean, that's the second biggest upset of the tournament. I mean,
Dorg.
we we
Dorg.
we wrote Tai Chi off like a bad check, and we didn't even think about Tai Chi winning. And lo and behold, motherfucker wins the match.
That
Son
was
of a
definitely
bitch
a bracket buster.
proves me wrong. Kaliko.
There's always there's always bracket busters in
Kaliko.
New Japan, isn't
I
there?
just gotta close my phone. So. Yeah, I have a beer time now. See, daddy doing daddy stuff. But Tai Chi, like I said, but it's gonna be interesting because they're trying to do the good guy, bad guy type deal. So I get what they're going with. I'll get the riggedy wreck. It's fucking dope. He calls me out.
And it seems in the 110 days that
Yeah.
New Japan went on hiatus, Tai
Yeah.
Chi's short tights got smaller.
It's all good.
Scooter,
Uh,
Appreciate
well,
it.
Scooter, you're a wrestler. How small should Trunks be?
There we go.
well, uh, considering that I had a, I had, I have a, a friend who I still uh, speak to today who designed trunks for almost everybody in the locker room, including the stuff that Dark Order members Alex Reynolds and John Silver wear on AEW Dynamite.
And we know they're winning in life.
And God, you don't want, you certainly don't want the ass cheeks hanging out. I mean, unless that's your gimmick. But
Some people prefer it.
then again, if you're on the indies and you're working, you're working a friggin' sumo wrestling gimmick, or even just an eccentric man who likes to wear thongs gimmick, you're gonna catch something in those 100 people crowds. But Trunks should fit the character, not the character should fit into the Trunks. As much as bad as that sounds.
Well said. Well said. That takes us to night 4 of the New Japan Cup on the right side of the block. Yo lost to Bushi in 15 minutes and 42 seconds with an MX. Bushi.
Does anybody have a last name anymore?
Bushi finally getting a win, right? Oh. And we have lost Calico.
Do Japanese wrestlers have last names anymore? And I have a huge conspiracy theory. I believe that somehow that Tomohiro Ishii and Taiji Ishimori are the same person.
Wow, that's a Mr. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde scenario.
Because I'm pretty sure their names are anagrams if you add a J. Okay. I don't know. I'm making shit up here.
Are you joining the next season of Conspiracy Theories with Jesse Ventura?
Is that the season? Is it going to be filmed in his basement where it's like, blah, 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 Republicans, blah, 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 COVID, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. The world has become such a pathetic caricature of itself that can't even make the funny jokes that without there being some semblance of reality based in it.
And speaking of reality-based jokes, Yoshihashi defeated Hiroshi Tenzan in 17 minutes and 35 seconds with a butterfly lock. I'm just glad he got to the ring safely. And then we have Hiroki Goto defeating Yujiro Takahashi in 16 minutes and 40 seconds with a GTR. And our last match, Satoshi Kojima lost to Evil in 20 minutes and 8 seconds with Everything is Evil.
That is probably the biggest surprise.
Oh,
considering
Evil?
No, considering Satoshi Kojima. And at one time Satoshi Kojima was the face. He was the one. He was the Japanese superstar everybody talked about in the U.S. He was the guy that went to lunch with Triple H.
Really? When was that?
When Kojima was working for Ring of Honor.
Huh. So, in the last decade.
Yeah.
Last 2 decades.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure how much Kojima has actually even wrestled before this.
Oh,
I
Not a
thought,
lot.
yeah, I thought he had actually retired.
not yet. He after the match, he actually put some comments where he said, I'm not getting these opportunities as much as I used to."
Used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, if I want to stay relevant and have the people still think about me, I need to start winning matches again.
True, but I feel like that there's always going to be a spot for him in the G1 because it seems like between him and Nagata, they always put one of them motherfuckers in there.
And he's gotta live up to the family name because his brother Hideo is putting out all those great games.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Strong.
They're not related. Oh, okay. Never mind.
What I'd like to know is, you got 5 members of Lij in this tournament. Every single one of them won a match. Even Bushi, who has been the known jobber of the group, and Shingo Takagi is your odd man out. So
Yes.
what does that really say for Takagi, that he was the only member of Lij not to advance in the tournament?
It's
I,
it's saying that let's give the guys who don't normally win wins, so because there are no fans here and they won't scream out with disappointment when they win.
I I look at it differently because I don't read into too much of factions whether they advance or not. Because if you look at what happened, they always usually take like a semifinal winner and the next year they win it. So Sonata was destined is pretty much a favorite, right? Evil, he's always been a staple. It seems like the OGs won, and not to take away from Shingo, but he's probably going to be busy. Out of all of them, I only see Sonata really like going the furthest, just because the way that they promoted him last year and the way he looked against Okada in a losing effort in the New Japan Cup. So I don't dig too much into it because, correct me if I'm wrong, if you look at Suzuki Gun, the only person that fucking won is Taichi.
Oh
So,
no, Kanemaru won.
if okay, so there we go. So two out of what? Maybe the same amount that were in there. So I don't really read too much into factions when they do the New Japan Cup because they don't really. I feel like the New Japan Cup they don't really factor that in. I feel like the G1 factors factions in when it's points involved and who moves up and who moves down and who's laying down for who and so on and so forth. But when it's single elimination, to me, the factions kind of take out of it. Or, I mean, you could look at it from a way that the last magazine that I saw of Japanese wrestling, they had literally everybody in Lij on the cover. So it's I mean it's hit and miss, hit and miss. So meaning to tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
And that will conclude our coverage of the New Japan Cup for this week. Next week we will cover the second round of both A block, not A block, but the left and right side of the fields.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, I'm in G1 mode.
Yeah, we in G1 mode.
Yeah.
Been so fucking long. We mistaken the Japan Cup for G1.
Scooter, do you have a favorite to win this tournament so far?
Nope.
Alright. Once again, that concludes our coverage, and we will be wrestling with A Great Day for Wrestling. Let's it was not for many companies. Maybe we'll start off with maybe a good piece of news. We usually don't talk about these things, but the Undertaker's Last Ride documentary ended last week. And it kind of implied that the Undertaker retired after the Boneyard match. Do you think the Undertaker has finally put up the boots and is retired, or do you think we're gonna get one more run out of him?
I heard that we actually are getting one more match, apparently.
I knew it.
Like literally one more match.
Do we know who that's gonna be against? AJ Styles or Sting?
It better not be Sting. Fuck that.
At this point, God, I don't even know. At this point, it might as well be Bray Wyatt.
I disagree with that. I think it should be maybe one more match with AJ.
What, for AJ to get the get back? I mean, well, what would AJ gain? He's the current Intercontinental Champion, so basically he rebounded from it.
He literally got buried alive. If that's not a gripe with somebody, I don't know what is.
But he came back different, and that was so really he's got to thank the Undertaker
for putting a fire in his ass. Yes, sir. See, that's what I thought.
If he came back with face, yeah, but
maybe the Undertaker's gonna wrestle his wife.
Damn. Dude.
What's gonna be on the line? What's the gimmick that's on the line?
Divorce papers. Boom, boom.
Ovulating? I don't know.
If this actually is the last match of The Undertaker, the Boneyard match, good last match to end your career on, Scooter?
No, absolutely not.
You think it should be in front of a crowd?
If his career, it's like, you don't want to, you want to go out with a bang, not with a sizzle, and that's really, really impossible to do now. And quite frankly, I would probably prefer there not to be one more match, because you're just an Undertaker match in the Performance Center is not. It's gonna miss everything about it that makes.
I'm not talking about an Undertaker match in the Performance Center. Yeah, that would suck. But I mean, if we ever get crowds back at a wrestling event, let's say tomorrow there's a cure for Corona, things go back to normal. WrestleMania is gonna be in Los Angeles, the 100,000 seat arena. Would that be a good way to end Undertaker's career, or what are you thinking here? Because you said you don't think he should have another match, but the Boneyard match wasn't good enough to end his career.
He probably shouldn't have had the Boneyard match. It's saying, oh, the Undertaker can now only benefit when his matches are literally planned out, like shot for shot. It's it may have some entertainment value in the long run, but in terms of the actual wrestling aspect of the match, the crowd and everything, it's just there's the Undertaker needs that huge crowd, that electricity, that vibe in the air. And that's not gonna happen for at least another year.
I give him some time to maybe rehab and recover if it does actually ever happen. What about you, Kaliko? What are your thoughts on, the Boneyard match possibly being Undertaker's last match? Should it be? Should he go one more round?
If Father Time is going to tell you when the hell to quit. So if it was this time to quit, then this is it. This is the best he could get based on this situation. I could make the argument that fucking 33, he had a fucking crowd that cried and did everything that you would have expected him to do from fucking WrestleMania 33. When you think of WrestleMania 33, the only thing you can think of really is Taker fucking taking his shit off.
Yeah.
And to me, that if anything, that was the swan song, because it was during a time where we got a bunch of people in it. It was a passing of the torch. We knew what was gonna we knew what it meant, and that would have been it. But like he told himself, I'm gonna be the person to say when I quit. So he had that moment. So I don't feel bad for him for not getting the final moment when he had that moment 4 or 5 years ago. So to me, I get it, but you've had it. Like Flair had it at Flair had it with Michaels, 24. And he chose to do something else. You know what I mean?
Right.
Taker had it with this, and he chose to do something else. Angle had it at 35, but you don't see Angle running around. You see what I'm saying? So it just depends on how people take it. And he took it where it's like, yo, I could do better. And now no one really remembers it, but everybody remembers trying to spend $1,000 on the fucking ring mat that came with the fucking frame that Undertaker, that WWE pimped out for fucking Undertaker's retirement. So you see what I'm saying? So you see where, I mean, he had the retirement match. They pimped the merch for the retirement match, and
I think somebody's just thought that they bought the retirement match mat, and he's continued to wrestle.
Didn't they also cut up the jacket?
What?
Dude, they cut up they got the dirt. They literally were selling the dirt from the Boneyard match in a black frame, yo. I'm done.
I mean, for 33, didn't they cut up the jacket?
No, what they did. Oh, did they?
I think they cut up the jacket. No, they didn't cut the jacket. They didn't cut the jacket. They cut the mat, because what happened with the jacket was the next year it was at their, you know how like Access has their museum type deal? So they had his jacket and hat there. So basically, and when you think about 33 in this mindset, while I'm at it, when he took his jacket and he took his hat and he put it in the middle of the ring and his gloves and everything like that, they literally left the whole fucking gear in the ring, and that was the last thing they took out before they broke the fucking ring down. So there was your fucking moment.
I love Hot Kaliko. You are hot on this topic.
I'm not hot on the topic, but for people to tell me, say he should have the moment, motherfucker, you had it, and you chose to go, you know what? that ain't good enough. I'ma keep going. I'ma push my hedge. And I'm a hedge. I'ma push all in. Now he had to do it where they selling dirt. You could that was probably the biggest emotional attachment match since Ric Flair.
Definitely.
So you can't get better than that. If it wasn't then, it would have been 30 when Brock beat him. So it was he had a chance at 30. He had a chance at 33. The third time ain't a charm, motherfucker. Third time ain't a charm.
And we're being joined by Mitch Mayhem.
Hey, what up?
We're talking about Undertaker possibly being retired for good this time.
And how he had his goddamn chances.
And I've only been saying that for a year now, that he should have never came back. He tarnished his reputation. But
do you think the Boneyard match is his final match, or do you think he's going to go one more round?
dude, he's like what's that dude's name? He's like a quarterback who holds on too long. I'll just do a general quarterback.
Brett Favre?
Hold on. Yeah, you can name. Okay, go with Brett Favre if you want to. I think he's gonna be staying around. He'll say this is it, but that old wrestling itch, and especially if you can get a lot of money from one appearance, I don't see him. I bet he'll quote unquote retire right now, but then he'll come back for the right payday, every now and then.
Well, the Undertaker's time might be ending, but Mean Mark's time is just beginning.
Well, there you go.
Or the mortician. He'll go back as
real quick, did anyone hear the breaking news of firing from Impact?
I'm getting to it right now.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Impact Wrestling just fired Tessa Blanchard, who was the world champion at the right now, and they stripped her of the championship.
No, the title's been on Moose.
No,
that's the TNA
champion.
World title.
That's the TNA World Heavyweight title, and
that's the TNA. They confused the fuck out of it. They made it to where it's really confusing. It's easy to get lost.
Yeah, they did. The fuck they did. I agree with that.
Tessa Blanchard. It's not.
I bet they're happy for that nowadays. But yeah.
It's not every day that the world champion gets fired and stripped of a championship. Scooter.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Go ahead, Scooter.
No, go ahead,
I'll
Mitch.
try to hold on to that thought. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, are you aware that her contract was up on June 30th anyways?
No, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, there you go. So.
Also, got some breaking news literally right now.
I thought her contract expired before then, but I could have. Okay.
She signed an extension of 60 days, or more than 60 days back, when the pandemic hit or some shit like that, so they could figure out what the fuck was going on, what they were doing when everyone had their fucking heads cut off like a chicken. Yeah, March, April.
It looks like as of Monday, the Velveteen Dream will no longer be employed.
He got released?
It looks like it's coming any day now.
Do you not remember me saying I think I smell something there, dude? It's just too convenient for it to happen so many times with him. I knew it. The only other person that got released was Jack Gallagher, and I told Scooter, you damn fucking believe that when all these allegations come out, because in my opinion, it was, like I told him, it was the bad got in with the good. It started off legit, and then I think bad fruit got in with the good one, so to speak.
Well, keeping on topic with the Impact.
Well, I was getting. Never mind. Fuck it.
Micheal Elgin, Dave, Crhis, and Joey Ryan all fired from Impact Wrestling. So Impact Wrestling losing four of their superstars, in basically a day or two. So not good for them.
Yeah, you can. And real quick, I was trying to actually say something or finish a sentence, but no, I forgot anyway. So I'll say it when I remember.
Okay.
You cut me off, so I forgot. Anyway.
So I just wanted to get that out. As well.
Yeah. Okay.
Kaliko, any thoughts on Tessa Blanchard's firing?
I mean, people were calling for it when the whole racist thing came out, so it's hit or miss for me because I met her. I got to talk to her. She seemed cool to me.
Well, that's her job to seem cool to the public, but anyway.
True, but you know.
I'm just saying, you can't judge it by public meetings of them meeting the public. You can't. You really can't. You really can't. You don't get to meet. You don't really get to meet them. They're putting on a poker face, dude.
I mean,
oh come on,
that's not true. So I've met some really nice
very
people,
true.
and
People
I've met
shield themselves.
Some really asshole people that you
kinda.
They have to in that line of work. I understand.
Now, keeping on the trend of firings and suspensions, AEW suspended Sammy Guevara earlier this week for some inappropriate comments he made about Sasha Banks 5 years ago.
I'm trying to fucking remember what I was trying to say.
Are we not gonna mention Micheal Elgin?
Yeah, if you have something you want to say about Micheal Elgin, sure, why not?
Hansel's coming from the Ring of Honor, right?
Yeah, he's Impact.
I remember. Go ahead, Scooter. I'll try to remember.
He's out of Impact due to allegations. Got into a backstage fight with Sami Callihan.
Yeah. It seems like Micheal Elgin is one of those guys that, he has all the tools, but can't really get it done.
He's a journeyman, dude. I was on a card with him back in the day.
Well, not anymore.
No, I said back in the fucking day when I was wrestling. He was a journeyman. That's what I'm saying. Like he was decent. He really made his name in ROH, I think.
Scooter, would you like to continue your thought?
I don't know about the allegations, so go ahead. That's not my business.
From Elgin's statement, it's apparently true. But
by the way, here's the thing. On the stats, women are like 97% telling the truth when they come out. There's a very, 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 very small denominator of people who, like I said, get the bad fruit in with the good. And like, I don't know if you heard about on the internet, like a bunch of streamers got allegations too. And there was this one against Angry Joe. He already put out from her explanation, I was like, what are you getting mad at him for? Like, I didn't understand it, but she even said she wasn't saying he did anything to her. It's just weird. Like some people that are innocent are getting targeted amongst all the assholes that are getting targeted, should have been targeted, but it's just weird. I don't know.
Now, going back to Sammy Guevara, this is the first suspension AEW has dealt with. Do you think that they did the appropriate thing? Do you think that they maybe had overreacted to a degree? What?
No, because they're leading by example. They just, it's an image they want to uphold. That's why I don't think Tessa Blanchard, she would have been like on the top of their list to grab in free agency. I don't think she's going there for a while because they don't want that on there. I mean, I could see them like planning for her to come there for a while now because her dad's there, But I could see this stopping that.
Wait, Magnum T is there?
Very funny.
Well, he hasn't made appearances for the show.
Oh, that I don't even want to get into that. I'm not even going to joke about that.
I can make the argument that AEW are hypocrites because they banned Hogan for some shit from 2012.
Everyone's a hypocrite, dude. They do things for what they want and in their viewpoint.
I can make the argument. I didn't say whether they were right or wrong, but
everyone
I
has
can
their own
play
viewpoint.
devil's advocate for you saying you're banning Hogan for life for his comments, but only suspending Sammy for his.
And real quick, I remember what I was gonna say now. And amongst all this, don't you think, amongst everything that happened, don't you think WWE did their lawyers did their due diligence and started investigating everybody? Don't you like? That's why Gallagher, in my opinion, got released. Like out of all of them, Gallagher got released. There must have been some shit they found.
Also, Travis Banks and Ligero got us released from WWE.
Like I said, I think with those people, they found some shit.
But if these comments were made by Sammy, like maybe a week or two ago, do you see him getting fired or getting the same type of punishment?
Real quick, who knows with his employer, but this is cancel culture at its fullest, and I'm fucking sick of it, dude. I don't want no part of it.
Scooter, your thoughts?
Of this. Not now with women coming forward, I get that. But anyway, go ahead.
What was the question?
About Sammy Guevara. Cancel culture.
Dude, is it really the right thing to do to suspend, like,
real quick? Go ahead. Sorry.
To suspend him for making comments about somebody from another company, and and that the comments were made apparently,
You know what? It's gonna push every public figure. I thought you were done. Sorry.
Let's just all go live underground.
You know what it's gonna do? Like push like public names and people in the public to do. Like they're gonna have to go in their fucking mail or in their Twitter and go back 5 years to see everything they fucking say, and they can get litigated for way fuck back in his round.
Okay, we're not gonna get into the allegations, and we're not getting into all that stuff.
No, I'm not talking about the allegations. I'm talking about the Sammy Guevara cancel culture thing.
Another bad thing to happen to AEW, QT Marshall was exposed to COVID, and also Jon Moxley.
And like the 20 to 30 people in WWE.
As of right now,
Renee.
As of right now, Jon Mox and QT Marshall do not have corona. But a week before he's supposed to have a championship match, it's not the greatest thing to have your champion get exposed to this virus. Correct?
But shit happens. You can't plan for everything, dude. That shit happens.
No, absolutely. But it's not
Sure, it's not ideal, but I mean,
what I'm getting at is, he's not going to be able to compete whether or not he has it.
Probably for like a month he'll be out, but if it's for the betterment of him and his wife, so be it, dude. Fuck.
Do you see Jon Moxley possibly getting stripped of the championship, Scooter?
No.
Yeah. Okay, real quick, if anything, Taz picked it up real quick. He started hammering Moxley, saying, "Oh yeah, this is just your excuse to get away." Like he's already tying it into the storyline, so it's just more time for the storyline to marinate.
What about you, Scooter? Kaliko?
To me, it just shows that Florida was kind of lucky in the beginning of COVID because they were hella lackadaisical, and now the shit is biting them in the ass. And that's not dealing with just wrestling. To me, that's more of a state government problem because of the simple fact that Miami is one of the bigger hot spots, and Florida was really, really lax with the laws, and we kind of saw this coming from day one.
But real quick, Kaliko, there's one big difference with everyone else in WWE. Everyone else has been testing for COVID. They've been taking temperatures. That's why they have an outbreak.
No, you're missing my point. My point
I'm
is
just saying there's a difference.
Not Orlando, but Florida in general
They
opened
didn't. They were too
hella
cheap to
quick.
buy tests.
They opened hella
Okay.
early, thinking
But
that they weren't going to be New York City. That
Okay.
now we can go over all everyone's testing and so on and so forth. Or Florida in itself wasn't really doing that much to
That's
in general fight COVID because they fired a person who was actually giving out the correct numbers for COVID. So
honestly, that's a whole other topic because like I'm trying to speak about wrestling and this is government.
No, but that's my point. My point is the wrestling was failed because of the state laws that failed them.
But I will also add on though. I think just stupid and cheap ways of operating your company by not wanting to get tests when they needed to, instead just taking temperatures, and that's why you have an outbreak.
Yeah, and that's for all of them though. But
I'm just saying they are a billion-dollar company, and they have more money than so many others, and it just shows rich motherfuckers trying to be cheap on other people's expense. It just proves my point more and more. That's all. I'm just highlighting it.
Some of the people in WWE that got corona was Jamie Noble, Renee Young, Caleb Braxton, Adam Pearce.
Yeah, Caleb. Caleb Braxton got it twice, dude.
Ultimate Pusher.
Caleb Braxton got it twice.
Yeah.
In March and then now. Yeah. Really unlucky.
So, and it was reported that they was going to tape the Raw on Friday, and they canceled it because there was such an outbreak at the Performance Center. They rescheduled it supposedly for today.
That's not why. Okay, honestly, real quick, I'm just being honest. In my opinion, that's not why they. A public relations situation.
Wait. You can't say be honest and then in my opinion.
Okay.
He's right.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Fuck it. So I already said it though.
Okay, so you know what's really going on.
I think I do. Oh, fuck off.
Scooter, not a great time to be in a part of WWE right now, right?
Not a great time to be anywhere.
Not unless you're on the top of the chain, yeah.
Not a great time to be pro wrestling. Not a great time to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But yeah,
because every group, every social group I've been a part of, people are coming forward with stories of speaking, and I'm not even just referring to pro wrestling and.
It's everywhere. The streamers, yeah, I know. It's everywhere.
No, I wasn't even talking about the streamers.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just giving another example. Like it's spreading everywhere. It's not just one profession, right? It's hitting everywhere. Yes.
And for those who don't know, I used to be very big in the Rocky Horror Picture Show community, and it just came out that somebody who was very well known and a figurehead of our community turned out to be a rapist piece of garbage.
Yeah, that's the one good thing about this is that the scumbags are getting caught. Ron Jeremy got arrested. So.
Ron Jeremy's stroke death anyway.
Wait, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
He's a stroke away from death anyway.
He's a 67-year-old man, I know. That is a little weird. But if you rape a woman, I don't give a fuck how old you are.
What I meant when I said, not great to be in WWE, I meant, you're trying to push to get in front of live crowds again, and taking that next step in that direction, and then something like this happens that sets you back.
And that's my point, because if you looking at when you saw the numbers of Florida you had a lot of sports companies saying, okay, we could do it in Florida. That's my point. The whole point was Florida was supposed to be the epicenter. Orlando in particular was supposed to be where the NBA is supposed to resume and MLS is supposed to resume. And MLB could probably do some checking for spring training. That's my point.
Real quick, except UFC, where they have a fucking fight island in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, but prior to that, they were fighting in Tampa Bay.
I know. I just think it's hilarious that they have a fight island.
Yeah. That's the best that they could do. But that even pushes my point even further because they were pushing because Tampa Bay was doing a bunch of UFC fights. So God knows who could have been like exposed during that time where nobody,
dude,
you know what I'm saying?
I've been saying for the last 2 months that they were opening up too soon and that there was going to be at least a second wave. I've been saying this for I don't know how long. So this is everything that I already thought. So it's just happening.
Honestly, I don't think it's a second wave. I think we're still in the first one.
You might be right, dude. You might fucking be right. We might be in this for like the next few years, really.
And that will conclude,
until they sorry.
That will conclude the portion of the news. And we are wrestling with...
Hey, it's constructive debate. Why not?
Fyter Fest Night 1 preview.
Festus Quest? What? No.
It's kind of ironic that they're having Fyter Fest without the actual Fyter Fest festival going on. But it's going to be not like Double or Nothing. It's going to be free on TNT TV. And night one, we have a lot of action. And we will be previewing it. MJF and Warlow will be taking on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Who wins the match, Scooter?
Corona.
My Corona.
Oh, I'll play that song again. Wait, what was the match again? I was paying attention. I was doing a match.
MJF and Warlow versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
You were not doing me, excuse me.
Can I hope a meteor hits the arena? MJF.
This is a dinosaur. Get it?
Actually, that wasn't. I wasn't actually making a joke.
That's what I thought.
but I was just hoping, like, just let a meteor hit him and take them all out. MJF and Wardlow.
What about you, Mitch?
Yeah, it's like, okay, heart and mind kind of thing. I want, if it was what I want, I would want Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus to win. But what I think's going to happen is MJF and Wardlow win.
What about you, Kaliko?
MJF and Warlord, I don't see any reason for this match. But I did have a question for Scooter because when he said he was on his last stroke, was that pun intended?
I made a pun.
Yeah,
Ron Jeremy and last stroke. Was that a pun intended?
No, I was actually, I meant literal stroke.
Private Party with Matt Hardy. That rhymes.
It rhymes.
Santana and Ortiz. Who wins, Scooter?
Sinatra? What? Just because it rhymes. Private Party with Matt Hardy.
What about you, Mitch Mayhem?
Okay, say the matchup again.
Private Party with Matt Hardy versus Sonata and Ortiz.
Sonata?
What were they called? Pride and Powerful or some shit like that?
Proud and Powerful?
Private Party.
Proud and Powerful, there you go. Yeah, I go with them.
Calico, Private Party, what about Hardy or Santana and Ortiz?
I feel Santana and Ortiz needs this win.
Yeah, they do.
They haven't really done shit since they got there.
And they're part of the inner circle, so they need to, yeah. Man.
Women's title match: Hikaru Shida versus Penelope Ford. Who wins, Shida?
AKA the Big Nothing. What wins? Boredom wins.
Scooter?
Yeah, the car Cheetah.
Mitch Mayhem.
Well, of course it's Sheeta. I mean, Penelope Ford's the green still. I mean, she's a good fit for their division, but she's not there yet, so Sheeta.
Calico, yes.
As long as Sheeta got Twitter followers, she will remain champion. Because that's all they seem to bring up with her matches.
Kenny's just happy that one of his Japanese girls got over in America.
AEW,
Well, she's a gamer, so the fact that she's a gamer, she's going to
AEW TNT title match: Cody versus Jake Hager. Who wins, Scooter?
Is that a question? Really?
Gee, Cody.
What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll go with the guy who owns the company. Just a hunch, you know.
Yeah, he could possibly lose it.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell myself over and over when he was facing Lance Archer, but he gave himself that one too, so fuck it.
Oh yeah, of course. Calico?
It's got to be Cody, right?
Lance Archer should have won that one, just saying, but okay. If you want to make a new star, you could have.
AEW,
Cody's the storytelling champion.
AEW Tag Team Team title match: Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus Best Friends. Who wins, Scooter?
That's actually a good match, though. That's actually a really good match.
Go with the best friend.
Ha!
What about you?
You're not being ironic, right? You're being serious, really?
Fine,
Scooter?
we're not friends anymore.
You're being serious. Well, no, I just think the people with executive producer next to their name will probably win this one.
Damn, you used to
In fact,
be all in on AEW, Mitch. Now you're crapping on them.
They have showed that they are just like Vince, if not worse, when it comes to nepotism. Fuck them.
Oh, wow. You admitted it, finally.
I've said that since I fucking saw it happening. What are you talking about?
And the only person that can save wrestling from this debacle is Mitch Mayhem. Oh, Lord, please put him in charge of booking.
You damn fucking Skippy. The world will all make sense, finally.
As if he could do any better.
Oh, I could. I guarantee you I could, dude. I have so many good ideas that I could put into. Anyway. I do! I do. Laugh all you want. We would have a new... If it was up to me this last year, Aleister Black would be one of the biggest heels in the fucking company. We would have had Undertaker and Aleister Black.
I haven't laughed like that since I was a little girl.
Yeah, laugh it to the bank, bitch.
Really, where's your check?
Calico, end us tonight.
Finish him.
Honestly, I forgot what the hell the match was that everybody talking about.
Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Best Friends.
Fatality.
I feel like this Hangman Kenny thing was due to break up, but
That for like a year, bro. So who knows?
However, I feel like the Best Friends really got their retribution when they beat Jericho and Sammy. So
Best Friends.
I'm just gonna go with Kenny and Hangman for now.
I like Best Friends. That's another like heart and mind thing. Yeah, I want Best Friends to win, but my mind tells me otherwise.
Well, the way that they booked
in terms of their
Best Friends
booking,
to beat Jericho,
I'm thinking.
It seem like that was
I'm thinking their booking.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think like Cody Rhodes, which makes me stupid, but yeah.
It also gives you a
Just
neck
joking.
tattoo.
Yeah, that was the dumbest decision of his career.
It's the dumbest decision of his life.
He should have listened to his wife on that one. She told him right. I mean, she did not like it like right when he had it.
He told her until he did it.
Huh?
I don't think he told her until he did it.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She was pissed, rightfully so.
I would be pissed too. Alright, and that concludes our coverage of AEW Fyter Fest pay-per-view on live TV.
He said it right. Yay!
And that will conclude the show as a whole. If you like what we're doing, please give us a like, a subscribe, and a comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. And catch us every Saturday as well. And you could catch us this Sunday as well for our last of our watch-alongs. And if you
catch us live, just don't catch COVID.
And you can follow all of us and join the conversation on Twitter. You can find me at JamesJ993. Where can they find Kaliko Yachts?
I am Kaliko, and I promise you won't find any derogatory tweets back in my timeline that you can cancel me for. Fuck that, I'm black. I know what the hell I need to do.
And if Mitch Mayhem tweeted, where would Mitch Mayhem tweet?
When Mitch Mayhem has people to fucking talk to and a reason to fucking reply, he's at MitchmayhemX on Twitter. And if I ever got famous, oh my god, I could blink and I'm sure something would pop up because I've said some stupid shit in the past. Not bad, not bad, but like me saying some stupid shit. Oh, I'm sure. But I've never ever done anything or like I'm very good on that, dude. But,
with all the stuff I'm keeping secret for him.
Fuck off.
And Scooter Dust, where can they find you?
You can find me at Mitch's Dead Hooker Count, and no.
You know where the bodies are buried.
55.
Yeah, you heard it from him. And you find me at Scooter Dust, and hopefully when
I call it Carol Baskin's shallow grave.
when wrestling fans aren't being, persecuted with torches and pitchforks, at UNBS Wrestling.
UNBS. Ha!
You are
Bullshit.
fired.
For Kaliko Yachts, Mitch Mayhem, Scooter Dust, I am James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
My nuts are thick.